Hi, I'm the Emerald Hex, and today we're going to be learning how and why we should be making honey fermented garlic. Here we go. You will need whole garlic and raw honey. The total for that will depend on the size of the batch you'd like to make. We'll discuss that later in the video. At least 2 nested bowls and however many jars you'd like to prepare. Go ahead and get your notebooks out so you can take some notes because I'm just going to do a voiceover for this whole thing. Honey fermented garlic is a traditional, natural remedy that has many health benefits. It is a beginner-friendly, lifetime ferment, meaning it is shelf-stable forever. Also, the process is so easy, you could feel like you're doing something wrong. The entirety of this recipe, for a folk method, if you will, would be 1/3 of the jar full of garlic cloves, and you top it with honey, leaving a 1 inch of headspace, and leave that to ferment. You burp it once a day until it is done, and then you only have to burp it as needed. That's it. It is that easy. But just because it's easy does not mean that it is lackluster in its benefits. Garlic honey can help boost and support your immune system. It aids in digestion. It supports healthy blood pressure levels. It helps achieve and maintain healthy cholesterol levels. It helps you fight cold and flu symptoms, and it also aids your body's detoxification, and so much more. I like to use it as a preventative and also a treatment for when I'm feeling under the weather. Both of these ingredients are just powerhouses with medicinal properties, and both have been used by civilizations since antiquity. Garlic has been clinically studied and found to be a great natural remedy. It has organosulfur compounds along with amino acids, vitamins, minerals such as vitamin C, manganese, vitamin B6, selenium, and many others. Garlic has been said to boost the immune system, reduce the incidence of colds and flus, reduce the duration and severity of sickness. It also helps to lower blood pressure, improve cholesterol levels, reduce oxidative stress, improve exercise capacity, and it can also reduce and protect against heavy metal toxicity. Then we're adding all of those benefits associated with the benefits with raw honey. Raw honey is a very ancient food in medicine known to be a natural preservative, and that it also has antiviral, antifungal, and antibacterial properties. Raw honey is naturally high in antioxidants and can help fight free radicals, inflammation, and balance the immune system. And just like our first ingredient, raw honey has been clinically studied as well, and it shows to be a healthy sweetener, lower blood pressure, lower bad cholesterol, and raise the good cholesterol, be effective for wound healing, it suppresses coughs, and it helps relieve a scratchy throat. And raw honey is also thought to be a helpful flu remedy. Now that we know the benefits of both garlic and honey, think of how effective they can be when fermented together. Raw honey is the key in this recipe, as a lot of commercial honey is pasteurized and does not contain minerals, nutrients, or the enzymes that provide all of the wonderful benefits of raw honey. And like I stated at the beginning of this video, this ferment is a lifetime ferment. It is shelf stable forever, and I am not kidding. The longer you let this age, the darker and more rich it's going to become, and eventually it will turn pitch black, and that is going to be some potent, quote-unquote, natural medicine. The hardest part about this recipe is peeling all of the garlic, and I make big batches, so for you at home, just like 2 to 3 heads of garlic shouldn't be that hard. And also, catch this little trick for peeling lots of garlic all at once. You're going to take your 2 nested bowls, preferably a hard bowl like glass or this stainless steel. You're going to place them right on top of each other, and then you are going to shake vigorously for at least like 30 seconds. And then once you're done, you're going to uncap your bowls, and you're going to see all of this amazing peeled garlic. Now, once you have everything peeled and ready to go, you're going to fill all of your jars about at least 1/3 of the way with your garlic cloves. And then we're going to top everything with honey, at least until about a 1 inch headspace, so no honey starts to crawl out of the jar once the fermentation starts. Here I'm just showing you exactly how much garlic I've put in each tiny little mason jar. However much is up to you. You can do the whole jar, you can do a third of the jar. I like to stick to a third because the gassing out period can get a little crazy. So, all right, let's just fill. Make sure there's no air pockets. So if you have to do this in a multi-stage process, that is okay. After we have covered everything with honey and we've put all of our lids on, you are going to store this at room temperature. Wherever you have space is best. Fermentation loves heat. So you're going to see those wonderful little bubbles start to appear after a few days if you have all of the right ingredients. If you are noticing that your jars do not bubble, you could either have one of two things. You could have old garlic, or you could have it too cold in your house, because fermentation, like I said, loves that heat. So make sure if you need to have a little bit extra heat, put a little towel around it. That's totally fine. Now here's what I like to do after all of my jars are ready to go. So I will leave it overnight the first night, and then the next day I will just open the jar, let all of that good gas out. That gas is good, but it creates pressure, and pressure is never good. So just real simple. Burp. Sometimes I'll lift the lid off, and that's all right. And then after I'm done, just so I know what day I'm on, I will flip that jar over. It just helps me keep track of, have I burped it or have I not burped it? And then your finished product will be honey that is a little thinner and sweet and slightly spicy because of the garlic cloves. You also might notice a fruit fly or two. It is sweet honey after all. Thank you so much for joining me today on learning how to make this easy, immune-boosting fermented garlic and honey recipe that has powerful medicinal properties and is great to have on hand for cold and flu season, as well as everyday health and wellness. I hope you all have a fabulous rest of your day. If you would like the printable version of this, please head on over to our Learning Center, either on Patreon or our Thinkific website. As always, be blessed. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for joining me.